You have 99% of the agencies out there. All of your competitors are doing the same 2, 3, 4 things. See, in a franchise model, like what Hite's doing, is all of that prospecting is coming together. It's all coming together. It's economies of scale. Prospecting is so different when you start coming together into one system. It dramatically changes it. I think this is a big way that the franchises are going to take over the white label. I'll give you 5 things, 5 reasons why I think the franchise model might be the new thing. And now, keep in mind, this is coming from one of the fastest growing. We have one of the fastest growing white label companies in the US. And I think it'll be all over in just a couple of years. Stay tuned, let's check out more. All right, now before we get started, make sure to subscribe below. We're all the time talking about agency growth, scalability, mindset, funds, but ultimately, how do we build a really sustainable digital marketing agency? All right, guys, number one reason I think the franchise world is gonna take over the white label world is partner mindset. You see, so many of us, whether we intentionally do this or not, it's irrelevant, but when we hire a white label company, it's all about, I'm testing these guys. I'm gonna see if I really like them. Oh, are they even good at product? Are they even good at, and it's the wrong mindset. I mean, think about if you looked at that when you were hiring people, right? If like you were hiring a CFO, like, all right, I'm gonna test him out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and if he sucks, I'm getting rid of it. What if we flipped it? What if we hired a white label company the same way we hired people? Well, it's just really difficult. There's always this unaligned trust. And so what you end up doing is you end up focusing more on, is this the right partner versus how do I make this partnership work? How do I improve this partnership? Well, the franchise model, that's all taken away. I mean, you're in it deep with these guys, you bleed the same colors, you are working toward the same mission. So the number one thing I think that's gonna impact taking over is a partnership mindset, because these guys are really partners and they're growing ridiculously fast. Number 2 is unaligned sales. I see this over and over again. As a white label company, I'm gonna be honest with our numbers, right? Like we probably have 30% of our partners are just growing. Boom, 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 boom. About 50% stay the same and about 30% just eventually drop off. They can't figure out how to scale their agency, so on and so forth, right? The 30% that are growing is mainly, one of the biggest common factors is the alignment in sales. They utilize us to set the expectations for the client. They utilize the white label company to really understand, like, what are we selling them, how are we selling, and why are we selling them, right? And so from a white label company perspective, I'm really not a big fan of Facebook ads, right? And it's the same thing. If you had a product team in-house, if they didn't like Facebook ads, you might not want to sell a lot of Facebook ads. Now we have a lot of reasons behind that. You can check out, I'll put a link below, and some Facebook ad content, but franchise system, it's fully aligned in sales. You see, your product people are your product people. They're setting the strategy decks, they're creating the proposals, they're helping you set the right expectations for those clients, which means those clients are staying longer. One of my favorite numbers in the franchise model, because we've been testing both, and again, our white label company is historically, it's growing really, really fast, but our average churn, across all of our partners is right at around 10 to 12% financial churn month over month. If you have 10 clients, you're gonna lose 1 month over month over month. Our financial churn for franchises, this isn't, and when I give you numbers on the franchise, I gotta be like factual. I can't like make up a number or talk in theories. I gotta give you a real number. Our financial churn so far, not one agency, not 1 month, but consistently for the last quarter across all of our franchises, the average is 4.57% financial churn. We're literally losing half the clients. Not only selling more, we're losing half the clients. Why is that? We're setting the right expectations. Number 3 is support system. So we'll throw up a little diagram here on the video. I think there's four pillars to be able to scale. Number one is fulfillment. Number 2 is systems and operations, logistics, things of this nature. Number 3 is prospecting and sales, or you're bringing on clients. And number 4 is like business acumen, like understanding what products should I sell, what's the methodology, how do I grow my business, all this type of things. And any 4 of these, if you're just missing one, if you're good at everything but you suck at sales, you're not gonna be able to scale. If you're good at business and you're great at sales and you have systems but you suck at fulfillment, you're not gonna scale. If any one of these, Guys, when it comes to support system, it's huge because in a white label fulfillment, you have each one of these are independent. So you got Hite is focusing on your fulfillment, right? Or Dash Clicks or Vendasta. And then over here, you got a sales coach and you got one of these amazing coaches out here that's great. And then down here, you got Sean Clark and Salesforce and all these guys telling what you should. And then over here, you have Dave Ramsey or Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone that's talking to you about how to invest and how to create business. And the great thing, I mean, all of these in and of themselves are great methodologies, but they're not aligned. One of the great things about the franchise model is it's one system. It's aligned through and through, so therefore your systems are enabling the type of product you sell. And the type of product is driven by the sales, right? The sales are driven by the product that you do, and the business is wrapped around it all. Having a support system is dramatically changed in a franchise model. Number 4, prospecting. This is probably one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things. But with prospecting, you see, most agencies, let's say like 95% of agencies are what I call micro agencies. They're 20 clients or less, all right? In micro agencies, normally you have a marketing budget or an acquisitions budget of anywhere between, I don't know, $1,000 to $2,000. And most of you have less than that. $1,000 to $2,000, but there's only so many things you can do with that type of budget. Like you could do, LinkedIn automation, maybe run some Facebook ads, maybe hire one telemarketer, and that's about it. Maybe one or two other things there. And so you have 99% of the agencies out there, all of your competitors are doing the same 2, 3, 4 things. See, in a franchise model, like what Hite's doing, is all of that prospecting is coming together. It's all coming together. It's economies of scale. And so I'll give you my favorite partnership. And I've already locked down. I was going to take this guy from me, so I'm happy to share it with you. Dave Ramsey is one of our partners. The big figure Dave Ramsey, he talks about us on his podcast and other sources. Here's the cool thing. A partnership like that costs a lot of money to make happen. You have to be a certain size. You have to have certain requirements to make something like that happen. There's no way with $1,000 or $2,000 budget it would work. But here's the deal. Economies of scale. I'm paying a lot of money to make it happen, but my cost per lead, no, not my cost per lead. Not my cost per appointment, my cost per show up. My show up cost to an appointment is $75. So I'm actually paying less than you per meeting, but I'm doing it at scale. You see, prospecting is so different when you start coming together into one system. It dramatically changes it. I think this is a big way that the franchises are going to take over the white label. And number five is technology. And it's the same principle as prospecting, right? More heads coming together, more budget coming together. It's not rocket science. It's easier to scale incredible tech. One of my favorite things we just recently did at Hite is we integrated all of our Google systems directly into Salesforce. So I have dashboards on straight up clients. From a fulfillment standpoint, this is huge. Because now I can look at all my accounts, KPIs, and I can say, hey, Salesforce, I want to see all accounts that are underperforming by 25% or greater. Boom, it's all the accounts. I can look at it from the other way and look, okay, what's my engineer with where all of our accounts are most on target? Here it is. And you flip it around, you have a sales angle. Imagine if you were a sales guy and you were on a call and you were able to pull up this dashboard and you were able to straight up see, hey, look, yeah, here's our 25 roofing clients. As you can see right here, here's our average cost per lead, conversion rate, and CPLs right here, and here's the average across the different cities. Powerful. Data, information is powerful, right? Here at Hite, we're fully built on Salesforce. We have everything streamlined. I mean, it's stupid. We got systems for our systems. It's crazy. Ultimately, I really think franchising is going to take over the way digital marketing works. And it's very similar. This has all been done before. Look at real estate 50 years ago. Every realtor was independent. You didn't need education. You didn't need a special degree. You could jump into the real estate world. As long as you were charismatic, could speak well, as long as you worked really hard and were diligent, you could do really, really well. Until Century 21 came along. And when's the last time you saw an independent realtor? It's really tough. Is digital marketing going to change over the next 5 years? Guys, leave your thoughts, leave your ideas, comment, like, and of course, if you like information, if you like videos on scaling agencies, be sure to subscribe. Also, if you're interested in learning more about Hite Digital and our franchise program, I think we're one of the first ones to break into this, focused on digital marketing. Check out franchise.hite.com. HiteDigital.com. I hope you have a great day. Be good, be safe, and as always, keep working hard. If you made it this far, that means you at least halfway like the content. So I want to encourage you to check out a couple things. Number one, we got franchising. We're one of the first agencies in the world to make this happen. Definitely check out the content here. And of course, SEO. If you've heard any of my content, you know that I love SEO. I think it's one of the most sound products in actually scaling a stable agency. Check that out. And of course, we release this content every week, all about scaling a stable agency. So make sure to subscribe, and I look forward to chatting with you.